Hi there.
Hi there.
We are in Příbram Airport, just outside of Prague. We are at the Cirrus Aircraft CZ office, and this is one of the platinum training centers in Europe. It's one of the biggest, best training centers in Europe. And today, my host Dobroslav is going to take me up in the G7 for the first time, which you can see right here. This is one of the very first production G7s, and we're going to go fly to Slovenia now. So come along for the ride.
From the outside, the G7 looks an awful lot like the G6. This particular one has the 4-blade prop option, which I have seen becoming more popular recently. There are a couple of minor changes on the outside, like this new step, which now has pathway lighting that projects the Cirrus logo on the ground at night. I only saw it during the day, but I think it's a really cool idea. The baggage door is the other visibly different thing. You can see here the key is separate from the button to open it, and once you open the baggage door, it has a hydraulic spring so that it no longer flaps in the breeze. So here is the new G7 cockpit with the new Garmin Perspective Touch avionics. The whole interior has been redesigned around these avionics, and it's a much sleeker design and far more spacious.
The center console is much cleaner, and the controls are more car-like as far as the climate control, which is put here. What used to be here, the oxygen switch, is now up here, somewhere up here. And notice the throttle quadrant is now very much like a Vision Jet. Mixture knob is pretty much the same, and here, when this lid is open, the fuel switches are manual. When it's closed, it becomes automatic, and the system takes care of everything. And here are the famous cup holders that everyone's been talking about. This is the left side. Notice that the fire extinguisher is no longer here. The fire extinguisher has been relocated to here, and the passenger side has a nice cup holder integrated into the frame as well. Now from the back seat, we have headset jacks that are on the side, LEMO plugs only, and USB-C port here. This entire plane has USB-C only, not the USB-A's anymore, and a nice little pocket here for miscellaneous stuff. And there is no more key involved in starting a Cirrus. You simply rotate the dial here for the mags and press to start. All right, we have stepped into the cockpit. First time in a G7, and already the spaciousness jumps out at me. So Dobroslav is going to guide me through the start here. So my normal procedure would be battery 2, wait for the screens to light up, verify the oil temperature so that we know what kind of start we're doing. Oil temp should be around here somewhere. Oil temp 148, so it's a hot start.
It's hot start, yeah.
Okay, so tell me the hot start procedure on here.
I do the hot start procedure the same like in our Cirrus approach portal, just a bit different. If the engine is a long time, like 1 hour on the ground, which would be this one, I just do very short priming to fill the pump, electric pump with the fuel, and then normal start.
Okay, so battery 1, mixture rich, throttle full open, short prime, and boost, and back to the E,
and crank.
And then effortless. So, very elegant start, even for a hot start.
The new avionics are really quite impressive. They are similar to the avionics in a Vision Jet, which makes this the ideal plane to fly if you're planning to upgrade to a Vision Jet anytime soon. The screens are larger than a G6, which enables some clever options. The left screen is the PFW and can be split screen with your checklists that are controlled by a new scroll wheel. The right screen is the MFW, and it can be split into 3 screens, which gives you even more options. Today, we're going to take off from Příbram, Czech Republic, cross the Austrian Alps, and head to Portorož, Slovenia. This was a destination that was recommended by a bunch of Copa members, and when I got there, I was not disappointed. But the best part is we had plenty of time en route to play with the avionics. There are many new safety features and conveniences built into the G7, but the first one I noticed was the flaps. While the flap speeds are the same as the G6, the flap position is now enunciated on the MFW. The flap switch is still in the same familiar place, but there is now flap overspeed protection. Here you can see we are above flap speed when I try to lower the flaps. A CAS message warns of the flap overspeed, and the flaps do not retract until you're at the proper speed. As we were cruising through the Austrian Alps and occasionally dodging clouds, I tried to play with every feature of the new avionics. And I must say, Garmin did an amazing job making this feel like a Vision jet, while at the same time being intuitive for anyone with G1000 or perspective experience like me. But my favorite new feature is the way you can pinch and zoom the map from the touch controller. It felt as natural as an iPad. As far as landing characteristics, it felt very comfortable and exactly the same as any G6. Thanks to the crew at Cirrus Aircraft CZ, and especially Dobroslav, for showing me around Europe in the G7. I was quite impressed. This aircraft feels like the refined finished product of the SR line.